2022 was an amazing year for anime. We received some majorly hyped up shows, as well as a few pleasant surprises. But which ones were cut above the rest? Well, we're here to tell you what we think. Just one thing though, we're only going to be focusing on new anime and not sequels to past anime. As much as we love the new seasons of Demon Slayer, Mob Psycho, and Kaguya-sama, we want to focus on brand new series making their way into our list. Sitting at number 10, Kotaro Lives Alone. This Netflix exclusive anime is the story of a 4-year-old boy named Kotaro living by himself in an apartment complex. It's a heartwarming slice of life story about Kotaro and the found family he forms with the residents of the apartment. Despite it being mostly lighthearted, the anime occasionally has moments of sadness. After all, boys Kotaro's age don't live in apartments by themselves, and the series isn't afraid to explore Kotaro's loneliness. Our favorite part of the show is Kotaro himself. He's a very smart boy for his age, but he still behaves childishly sometimes. And as we'll see later, Kotaro isn't the only cute kid appearing on this list. Overall, Kotaro Lives Alone is a fun show with a surprising emotional heart. Coming in at number 9 is My Dress-Up Darling. This anime wins the title of Rom-Com of the Year. Back during 2022's winter season, it was impossible to avoid My Dress-Up Darling. Marin's smiling face was all over the place from episode discussions to fan art, and we can see why. If you somehow missed it, My Dress-Up Darling is the story of Wakana Gojo, a young man who has an interest in making dolls. He meets a girl in his class named Marin Kitagawa. She has an interest in cosplay, and they bond when Marin asks him to sew her some clothes for her costumes. What really makes this anime shine is the hilarious contrast between Gojo and Marin. Gojo is a very shy and reserved guy without any real friends. Meanwhile, Marin is an outgoing social butterfly. A lot of the comedy and chemistry between them comes from their contrast. Plus, with a beautiful woman like Marin in a leading role, it's no wonder why this anime was so popular, especially among fan artists. 8th on our list, Ya Boy Kong Ming. It wouldn't be a best of 2022 list without an isekai, or in this case, a reverse isekai. This is the story of Kong Ming, a real-life historical figure from China's Three Kingdoms era. But in this anime, after he dies, Kong Ming is reincarnated in the modern era in Tokyo's Shibuya ward. Here, he meets a young woman named Aiko who wants to become a singer. The premise of the show leads to some funny moments about Kong Ming adjusting to 21st century life. Plus, his genuine wish to help Aiko become a famous singer is very sweet. The two of them make a great duo together. Another amazing thing about Ya Boy Kong Ming is the soundtrack. The plot revolves around Aiko's dream of becoming a singer, so we get a lot of fun J-pop songs on the soundtrack. So if you want a funny, heartfelt anime with a great soundtrack, this is a perfect choice. The lucky 7 on our list goes to Licorice Recoil. Despite there being intense action and a genuinely dangerous villain, Licorice Recoil is still a cute anime at times. It's about a pair of girls working at a cafe that happens to be the front for a secret espionage organization. And while there are still some dark moments, Licorice Recoil has a bright and optimistic tone. What makes Licorice Recoil really work are the two leads, the positive and energetic Chisato and her shy, quiet partner Takina. The two of them are a perfect duo, and watching their relationship grow is amazing. At first, Takina seems confused or even frustrated by Chisato, but as the series goes on, the two of them form a very close bond. It's no wonder it was a big hit among Yuri fans this summer. Takina and Chisato almost seem like a couple at times. But it's not just about the main characters either. It had some of the best gunfights we've seen in animation this year. The intense cinematic choreography and kinetic action is what makes Licorice Recoil stand out. So if you want cute girls fighting domestic terrorism, then this is absolutely for you. At number 6, we have Blue Lock. What sets Blue Lock apart from other sports anime is how it takes typical sports anime tropes and turns them on their head. In a normal sports series, the goal is usually based around friendship and working with other people. But in Blue Lock, it's the exact opposite. The guy in charge of the secret underground soccer facility promotes the values of egotism and individualism. This makes Blue Lock one of the most intense and interesting sports anime we've seen in a while. Even the main character is a lot different from the usual sports hero. Normally, sports protagonists are either nice guys or gruff guys with a good heart, but our main character Isugi is neither. He starts off as a pretty quiet guy, but what makes him interesting is his major ambitions and love of competition. Instead of forming bonds with teammates, the goal of Blue Lock is to crush your opponent. It's different from the typical sports anime, but that's what makes Blue Lock so exciting. Taking our number 5 spot is Spy Family. This probably wins the award of the cutest show, and it's all thanks to Anya. Of course, Anya is just one small part of what makes Spy Family an amazing anime. The whole idea is that every character has something to hide, so this leads to some very hilarious situations. Not only is Spy Family a funny show, but it's also very heartfelt. Seeing Lloyd, Yor, and Anya all grow together as a family is just adorable, especially whenever Anya is around to do something cute. Plus, for fans of the spy genre, there's plenty of espionage action too. Being all silly moments and comedic misunderstandings, there's still a serious spy mission going on in the background. Of course, it's mostly just lighthearted fun. All of this combined makes Spy Family one of our favorite anime. Summertime Rendering takes number 4 on our list. If you're a fan of horror anime, then Summertime Rendering may just be for you. It is the story of a boy named Shinpei who returns to the small island where he grew up in order to attend his adoptive sister's funeral. But Shinpei soon discovers that his sister's death was much more than just an accident, and things on the island just aren't what they seem. It reminds us a lot of the classic supernatural mystery TV show Twin Peaks, with its small town setting and strange paranormal events. We recommend going into Summertime Rendering with as little information as possible. It's a mystery show and relies on surprising the audience after all. So if the premise we gave you sounds interesting at all, you should give Summertime Rendering a watch. Trust us, you will not be disappointed. Cyberpunk Edgerunners takes the 3rd spot, being adapted from the popular video game and tabletop RPG Cyberpunk, acting as a sort of a prequel. Studio Trigger uses their trademark wild action and smooth animation to bring the world of Night City to life. From the incredible cityscapes to the incredibly violent action, Cyberpunk Edgerunners is one of the most beautifully animated shows we've seen this year. But beyond all the action and violence is an emotional story with compelling characters. In just 10 episodes, we go on a wild ride with our leads David and Lucy, and the anime really gets you invested in them. Plus, Edgerunners has a fantastic supporting cast with characters like Maine, Kiwi, and of course, best girl Rebecca. Edgerunners strikes a perfect balance between drama, action, and even some moments of comedy, all of which makes it more than deserving of our number 3 spot. Coming at number 2, we have Chainsaw Man, which is quite possibly the most hyped up anime of the year. And believe us, Chainsaw Man lived up to that hype. With amazing action scenes, memorable characters, and an intriguing plot, we always knew Chainsaw Man would rank highly. Part of what makes Chainsaw Man great is how it isn't afraid to pull any punches. It's the kind of story where not everyone will make it out alive, and you're never quite sure what will happen next. Plus, every character in Chainsaw Man has become instantly iconic. Denji, Aki, Power, Makima, even more minor characters like Himino and Kobeni are fan favorites. Everything about Chainsaw Man is perfect. Now, before we get to our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War. After a long hiatus, Bleach is finally back for its final season. It didn't make this list because we didn't include sequels. It easily could have been the top 5 contender otherwise. It has all of our favorite characters and epic fight scenes. If you're a Bleach fan, this is a must-watch. Urusei Yatsura. The reboot of this classic 80s rom-com is fantastically animated and hilarious. The only real criticism we have is that it doesn't offer much new. If you've already seen the 80s anime or read the manga, then you mostly know what to expect here. But if you haven't seen Urusei Yatsura, we recommend it. It's the most influential anime rom-com of all time. It's influenced everything from To Love Ru to Dragon Maid. And now for our top spot. This is definitely a dark horse victory, but Bocchi the Rock takes number 1 for us. This year's fall season was stacked with massively hyped up new anime, but Bocchi came out of nowhere and gave us an unexpectedly amazing story. While primarily a comedy, Bocchi's emotional journey is at the core of the show. She is a very relatable character, especially if you're extremely introverted like she is. The show gets a lot of comedy out of Bocchi's inability to navigate social situations and her much more outgoing friends being the total opposite of her. But it's not your typical slice of life comedy either. Another thing that makes this anime great is its creative use of the medium. It blends 2D animation with things like stop motion and live action to make the anime a unique experience. And to cap it all off, Bocchi the Rock has a fantastic soundtrack which makes a lot of sense. This is a show about rock music after all. We hope to see more of Bocchi, Nijika, Rio, and Kita in the future. They truly made the 2022 fall season shine with their hilarious and strangely relatable anime. So, which anime are you looking forward to in 2023?